welcome to Tona's Table. Today is a great day. I need you to repeat that after me. I don't care how hectic the first part of your day was, but from right now until the time you go to bed, it's going to be a great day. I need you to receive that. Today, I am so excited. I have this amazing, awesome world changer sitting next to me, Tyrell Smith, and I love to say his name because he spells his name like my son, and people keep trying to call him Tyrell, T-E-R. I'm like, no, it's Ty, T-Y-R-E-L-L. I named my son after my amazing sister, Dr. Cheryl Bellamy. And like I said, they keep trying to change his name. No. His name is Lindsay Tyrell Williams. So Tyrell Williams from the Smith Foundation. Welcome to Tona's Table, and I'm glad to have you.
Thank you.
Tell us about what you do at the Smith Foundation, and then tell us what the Smith Foundation is first, because some of our viewers may not know what the Smith Foundation is, and then tell us the amazing part that you play a part of this organization.
Okay, well, my name is Tyrell Smith. I am the Special Events Coordinator down at the Smith Family Foundation. The Smith Family Foundation is a philanthropic organization where we believe in leadership development and transformative leadership, and we also fund grassroots organizations. So what that means is that we are a family foundation, so we give out grants to local grassroots organizations. We give out to some that's a little bit more sustainable, like the Boys and Girls Club. They apply for a grant. The Soup Kitchen, they apply for the grants. But we kind of focus more on the smaller grassroots organizations, like people that, like Howard's Healthy Choices, or the smaller organization like Howard's Healthy Choices, the smaller ones that may need just like extra help or extra push. So we allow them to come in and we give them leadership development training. We provide them, if they don't have their 510c3 already, we kind of help them navigate to get their 510c3, and we kind of put them in a room with funders that help push them and propel them to be able to be self-sustainable. We give them, allow them to learn how to create an economic engine to help their nonprofit or their grassroots be sustainable in the future. That's what the Smith Family Foundation do. And we also give out scholarships to, but we do give out scholarships to students inside the city of Trenton. We have our academic scholarships, we have IEP scholarships, we have book scholarships, and we have ministry scholarships as well. So
one of the things that I love about the Smith Foundation, because I had the pleasure of interviewing Tyrell last week on the 4-time Stellar Award winning station WIMG, and I learned so much. And one of the things that I need for you to hear, my viewers to hear, is that if you are a nonprofit organization, or if you're someone with an idea and you want to do something, they have positioned themselves in our community to give you the information that you need to become legitimized, and also have connections that help you, whatever your dream, whatever your passion is, right? One of my banner's up tonight. So y'all know I say this all the time. I believe that you need to turn your pain into your passion, your passion into your purpose. And so for some of those who have gone through some trials and tribulations, and you are anointed and appointed, and you have that foundation in you to do something great, but you have put it on the side because you didn't know how to do it or when to do it, this is your season. I'm going to say it again. This is your season. And it's not just your season. We're bringing you resources to help you with the season that you're in right now. We can't change what happened yesterday. We can't change anything about our pains and our trials and tribulations. But what we can do is open up our minds and open up our eyes to new expectations. And the Smith Foundation is granting us that, right? So Tyrell, if they need to get in touch with you, how would they get in touch with you if they wanted information about how to start up nonprofit organizations?
Well, you can reach out to our website. You go to our website, it's www.sff, that's S as in Sam, Frank is F as in Frank, F as in Frank, NJ.org. And you can go on our website and you can look up our Transformative Leadership Development courses. And you can also either call down 609-888-6300, and you can ask to speak to Miss Tara Butler. Miss Tara Butler is
hi Tara. I like Tara.
Miss Tara Butler is our community engagement specialist. So she handles all the community side of what we do at the foundation. And we have to understand, as a community and as a people, for so long we have been allowing other people to dictate what we do and dictate where funding go to and dictate the resources and dictate how our kids how our kids will grow.
Yes.
And we allow people to come in and tell us, oh, we need this, we need that, we need this. But we have not been a part of the conversation. It's been so many people that have
been at the table.
They wasn't brought to the table. And what the Smith Family Foundation is trying to do, we're not trying to take anybody programming.
Yes.
We're not trying to take anybody kids because we don't do programming.
Yes.
What we're saying to you is, okay, Miss Tona, if you have a nonprofit organization that you already had established, but you didn't get your 501c3, you haven't went through that step. So what we're saying to you is like, you know what? There's no need for you to go underneath anybody else's umbrella.
Yes.
Go up underneath your own umbrella.
Nice.
Get your 501c3. Let us help you, guide you in the right direction to get your 501c3. Put you in a room with the right funders. Put you in a room with the right people to help you formulate and structure your board. Put you in a room put you at the table, because that's where the conversation is held. So what we're trying to do for all the grassroots organizations that's really out there, that's providing for our community and helping our community, we're trying to say, okay, get from underneath the umbrella.
Yes.
Sit down at the table and structure your own umbrella. Formulate your own plan. Formulate your own table, and make sure that the resources is going to you, because there's no need for you to start fighting over resources.
Yes.
Because we are a family foundation. We write checks all day to different organizations, different nonprofits and different grassroots organizations. We write checks to them all day. So we don't do programming. We don't need the kids to come over. What we want to say is, hey, come sit down at our table, because come sit down at your table and learn how you can be part of the conversation. Learn how you can be the person that walk in a room and they look towards seeing, because we have to benefit our own community.
Yes.
We have to stand up, and we have to stop waiting for people to come in and give us little pieces of crumbs and bread. We have to be able to say, okay, here's the table. They teach me how to bake the bread. Not even they teach me how to break the bread, but they give me the ingredients to formulate the bread. And once I formulate the bread and I be able to bake it, then I'll be able to serve my community. And that's what we do.
I'm a firm believer, if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. But if you teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. And one of the things you said, we have some grassroots organization who don't even have an umbrella. Meaning that they don't even know that they have the power to have an umbrella, in their own umbrella. There's so many gifted and talented and wonderful grassroots organizations in the city of Trenton. It's 7.3 miles, but there are a lot of people doing amazing things, and there are a lot of people that's going to listen to this air and that want to do great things. They want to do things, or they're already doing things, but you just don't know how to tie into the right people.
Exactly.
Connections are important.
It is over 800 registered nonprofit organizations in Trenton.
You're talking about 7.3 miles, 800
is over registered. That doesn't mean that they're active. It doesn't mean that they're active or they're doing anything. That just means that they registered. So we have to think to ourselves, if they register and they're not active, then what happened? That means that they had the drive, they had the zeal, but for unforeseen reasons, they just dropped. And we know that one of the reasons why nonprofit organizations fail is finances and funding. Finances and funding. And you can sell but so many cookies.
Yes.
You can sell but so many cookies.
So many dinners.
Yes, so many dinners, so many car wash, you could do but so much. But that's where knowledge comes into play, because if you're connected with the right people, right? And if you have the right structure, and if you have the right board members, then you could go in and you can have grant writers that could come in and help you. Yes. So you can be able to apply for the bigger grants. Yeah. You could be able to apply for funding. And even when you're working with us and you allowing us to bring in people to help you, then you still have the opportunity to apply for grants from us, and you have the opportunity to apply for grants for everyone else. So that's what we're bringing to the table. That's what we're bringing to the city. That we bring to the city. Here is a family-ran organization. Family-ran organization inside the city that has the best interest for the city at heart. We don't want nobody to fight for funding. We don't want nobody we're trying to bring everybody to the table and say, listen, this is how you really benefit your community.
The one thing that I say, even when I interviewed for WIMG for 4 years and still a part of their family, is when I sit people next to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want world changers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't sit anyone next to me who are not impacting in some type of way. We are not crabs in a barrel. So I need to say that because we talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
The issue with our culture is that we have the problem of trusting other people. We always think somebody is out to get us, or they can't be real, or they can't be wanting to help other people. Guess what? There are people out here that genuinely just want to see other people do better. We're out here. We are out here. We want to see you do better because we understand that people have great purposes, and sometimes you don't know how to get to where you need to go at. And the only way they're going to be able to do that is you got to believe God and trust the process. He's going to send some people to you that you do not know. He's going to send some people to you that you may not even trust. It is what it is. But what you don't want to do is block your blessings. And when he sends these people, organizations to you to help you, you put your hand up saying, "Oh, I'm not going to mess with them because I really don't know what they do and I can't trust them." A whole lot of people miss something great because they failed to connect with the connections that God brings to them.
And here's the thing: as a people, as a community inside of Trenton is made up of black and brown people all across the board, right? So we have to get past. We have to change our way of thinking. We have to change our mind frame. We have to get past that "I don't trust you."
Exactly.
We have to get past that because there is a shift that's going on in the city of Trenton, right? And if you're not part of the shift, then you're going to get left out.
You're going to be left behind.
And let me tell you, the shift that's coming does not look pretty for the people, for the residents that live inside the city of Trenton. Yep. And who else going to benefit the city of Trenton? It's the grassroots organizations that's on the floor, that's on the ground, that's putting things into play to benefit our people. Yeah. Because we know the plights. We know that kids are going hungry. Yeah. We know that kids are killing each other. We know that kids are
killing themselves.
And we know that women or children are being hurt and molested and things of that nature. We know that there are gang violence. But we also got to know that we have to change our way of thinking. We have to change our mind frame because the people that's out there, it's really not for our benefit. Yeah. It's really not for our good because, listen, I'm not even going to go through all that, but we just know
they don't have our best interests at hand in a nutshell.
We know that the only people that's going to be able to support us is us.
Because we know we got it firsthand.
We got it firsthand.
What's going on?
And that's the beauty. That's the beauty about culture. That's the beauty about Trenton. That's the beauty about about how we live because we Spanish, black, white, Puerto Rican, green. No matter, we have to have a sense of community. And if we don't have that sense of community, then we're gonna fail.
And we need it. And that's what has happened over the years. The community structure has broken, and you can see it. Like when I was growing up, and a lot of you can understand or relate to what I'm saying. If I walked down the street, right, and I was doing something I had no business doing, my neighbor could beat my behind. Then I would get home and I would get beat again. That's how awesome the structure was. I remember raising my children. We used to have, this is really good for today's time too, so I need you to hear me if you live in certain communities. We would have safe houses. Right? So I worked at Gregory School, and there were times that my daughter or my son would have to walk home without me because I lived on Rutherford Avenue at the time. But there was always a porch light on. And the porch light meant that there was someone there that we trust. Exactly. That they did the background check. We know they're not predators, but we can trust them. So if anything happened on the street as they were going home, they knew that was a safe house to go to.
And that was the birth of grassroots organizations.
Oh my God, yes.
It's the birth of grassroots organizations.
People supporting and loving and helping each other.
It's the birth, and so many people, so many grassroots organizations, a lot of people don't have they started from that, but a lot of people don't. It's a lot of resources out there for our community. There's a lot of resources out there for grassroots organizations. These Fortune 500 companies, right, and these businesses out here, they have extra amount of stuff in surplus that they have to give away. They have to write checks. They have to cut it off. So if you are a part of this organization, if you're a part of this community, then these grassroots organizations, they need to know who these corporations are, who these companies are, who I need to partner with, who I need to team up with, because my community needs these resources. Listen here. listen here, Johnson & Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want $10,000 from you, but every year can you donate 5,000 book bags to my city and to my community?
Yes.
You know, listen here, Coca-Cola, I don't want you to come in and give me book bags, but what I do want, hey, I got 20 kids that coming out of Trenton High that need internships.
Yes.
So, hey, Mr. Coca-Cola, can these 20 kids out of my community get these internship programs?
Yes.
And these are the tools that these
Resources.
grassroots organizations have that a lot of them don't know that the resources out there for them.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're trying to show them and what we're trying to say, hey, there's resources out here for you. They have to write you a check. 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 And if it's going to be beneficial to your community, don't fight with this girl's organization.
Yeah.
Don't fight with that girl's organization. Come together, get the check, feed your community, and keep it moving.
That's it.
And that's
it.
it.
You know, when you were saying that, I get like this because my ADD be wanting to cut off, but thank God for Vinnie Coleman who taught me how to shut up interviewing. We have not because we asked not.
Exactly.
And so as you were talking to me, that came into my mind. We have not because we ask not. And a lot of us feel that we should not ask, which all they can say is no, right? And if you have a purpose, and your purpose is to serve the community, therefore, you have the ability to ask for these corporations and to connect to organizations like the Smith Foundation. One thing that I keep hoping for, and I don't know if it's ever going to happen, I organized Trenton's first cancer walk.
Okay.
So now we have a whole 2-page bio. But one of the things that I'm happy to say, like I said, I organized Trenton's first cancer walk so many years ago. And now all these wonderful organizations are doing a cancer walk. I keep thinking to myself, how powerful would it be if they all came together and did it on a certain day, have all their information, get all the resources? It would be bigger in Trenton. It would be bigger. We could start like Susan, like literally in Philly. How she does these big her big walks. How big would our walk be in this little city if all these organizations would come together on one day and do it?
And this is what we have to get over this, because let me tell you, this is what, and I'm just being honest, I'm glad I can speak freely. This is what we have to get over. There's so many people, prominent people in the community that have faces out here. And they working for all these organizations, but they do not have their own 510c3.
Yeah.
So they putting in all the work, right? They putting in all the work for these big organizations, right? They the face.
Yes.
And they in our community.
Yeah.
They're the face. And we see them, hey, how you doing? Yeah. And they're the face inside our community. But they don't have their own 510c3. And if they do have their own 510c3, they stuck
under somebody else's.
Somebody else's umbrella. So for the ones that don't have the 510c3, they get stuck there.
Yeah.
And if they created their baby, and they get funding for their baby, minimum funding for their baby, because it's overhead. Yeah. There's an overhead, right? So they get minimum funding for their baby, and then when they feel as though that their baby is not being treated right, they try to take their baby to the next house. Oh, you can take your baby to the next house, but it's already here. It's structured already here. Yeah. So you have to recreate what you already created just to get funding. Now that the people that you want underneath the umbrella, they get all the funding for your baby, and now you have to fight with them for something you already created. And that's why it's important for, like you said, that's why it's important for us to put down the bull crap. Yeah. Put down the, can I say the BS word?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Put down the bullshit.
Yes. This is
not
WMG. Yes.
Yeah, we have to put down the bullshit, right, and come together, because our city is changing. Yeah. People that don't see the city the way we see it is not going to feed our kids.
At all. People don't get it.
They don't get it.
That.
So who gets it? it? Miss LeBuck. You get it. Yeah. You've been through the pain. You've been through the dark. You done walked your walk. Mm-hmm. You get it. So you know what a young lady is going through, right? Yeah. Not saying that the other people don't, but you.
It's a difference.
But you the heart.
The wisdom is different than just the people knowing. Wisdom experience.
So why not? If you did form your nonprofit, why not form your own nonprofit and really help those that's inside the city?
I'm glad that Tyrell is sitting next to
us.
That's what we're doing.
Exactly.
Boza.
And team up with people that have the partnerships. Yeah. You know how many awesome nonprofits and grassroots organizations in the city, but they're not sitting at the table.
Yeah.
It is time for us to sit at the table.
Exactly.
Because the door has been shut on us for so long, and people have been getting paid overhead.
We getting the crumbs.
You get bag lunches, and you get a space to hold your program in.
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
For what? When you can get your 501c3, go to the city, and say, hey, listen, I know you got money for the men's program because Barack Obama done gave you some money.
Yes.
I need a building. And also I need to hook up with this organization. Sit me at the table with this organization and put me in this building because I got kids around here that's dying.
That's
and
right.
they need my help.
Yeah.
Because it's too much overhead and I'm only getting bag lunches and I need this building to cater to my kids. It's funding out there. And it's we need to sit down and we need to come to the table and say, listen here, they may got 5 years on this right now, but if we sit down, if we all sit down at the table, and if we all pull it together, and we stop fighting over funding, and we stop trying to be the face, and we stop trying to be the face of this and try to be the face of that, and really put in the work to really serve our community,
Our community would benefit from it.
You know how power we have.
That's one of the things that this is my season of connection, and I believe that as we're talking to somebody who has a vision, somebody who's already grassroots, somebody who knows that they can really birth something great, right? Those connections are important. I like to give this vision of what goes in my head because we did just start the organization. Again, for those who don't know me, my name is Tona, and I'm a sexual abuse survivor. And I organized, this is my I'm going into my 3rd year of New Jersey. Yes, of New Jersey Sexual Assault Walk. I started in Trenton, one we did in New Jersey. In 2020, I'm doing one in Connecticut, I'm doing one in Myrtle Beach, and I'm doing one in New Jersey. Because we want to break the silence against sexual abuse. And so in my vision, because everyone who started off with me, who I love dearly, they may not be with me through the whole process, and it's okay. There's no love lost because there's a shift coming, right? But what I do know is I had some humongous lions. Darius Daniel said it this way, and I'm going to repeat it all the time. He said, I prefer to have 3 lions compared to 30 kittens any day. So I see these huge lions coming to help me with my purpose and my call to break the silence against sexual abuse. And yes, we do. And I'm listening with the 501 because we are in the process of getting our 501. For those advising over sexual abuse. And so listen to your information. I'm like, yes, and I'm not the only one. There's other people out there that are doing great things, that want to see a change in their community, that you just need to go through this process, and you can take your organization to another level. To another level. And you got to act, and I'm sorry, I keep on going back to it, and because you have to think, when the civil rights movement first started, right? It all started from the grassroots level. Everything. It started from the grassroots level. And if you think about the food pantries, if you think about after-school programs, it all started from the grassroots level, and it all started inside of our community to help our community. Why? Because no one was coming in to help us. And guess what? No one is still coming in to help us. We have to be able to say, you know what, Miss Tona, I support your organization. And you know what? I have a small business. And this is the beauty about it. And this is what we have to understand. Right? My overhead is what it is. I make pretty good living. And you have your annual walk. Let me cut a check for $300 to go to your organization. Why? Because I know I'm supporting you, and on the back end, I can get a tax credit for it. Exactly. A win-win. It's a win-win. So once we start thinking in that manner that if I support her or I support them, I'm going to be supporting myself, and I'm going to be supporting my community. Yes. Then that's how we're going to win. We need to win. This is the season that Trenton needs to win. So great things that I've learned sitting crossing Tyrell twice, and I hope there's someone, like I said, who has a vision of purpose. I hope I wasn't talking too much. No. They probably say, Tona, shut up. Yes, I can't interview people correctly and shut up and listen. It's really hard, but I have been trained for 4 years to do this. Listen, the Smith Foundation does many other things in helping nonprofits, helping us get to grassroots and nonprofits get to that level is important. But you have an event coming up, and I do not want to talk about this great event that's coming up that's going to impact Trenton head on. Let me ask you a question before I talk. Let me ask you a question.
when it comes to community, and I'm not talking about political figures, who was that one person in your community that you just looked up to?
Is she not still doing?
And that was doing great things.
Miss Manite, Darlene Manite, she is still out there on the field. She's on WRMG. I had Jeanette Mayfield. I had Dr. God bless her dead. I had Dr. Napoleon Smith. So I had like all these powerful women who were doing amazing things in our community. There were so many. Like it was so many warriors.
So you had all these people that understand your story that was in your community. Now, this is my Trenton Stars Awards is about that.
Yes.
We are honoring real people in the community. We're not pulling people from out of the hat that looks good on the billboard and that will sell tickets. No, we are honoring Mr. Donald Davis with the Lifetime Achievement Award. Mr. Donald Davis can set a trail from Trenton to different colleges through the Upper Bound program.
Yes,
you know,
everybody knows Upper Bound.
If you graduated from Upper Bound program, you know Mr. Donald Davis.
Many of them.
So he's been awarded for our Lifetime Achievement Award, and we honor people like Mr. Jimmy. Mr. Jimmy was one of the first African American grocery store owners inside the city of Trenton, on Fraser Street. He had Trenton Meat Market for over 20+ years. This is a real man inside of our community, African American man inside of our community that we need to pay homage to.
Yes.
Because he done set the standard of what a black business is. A lot of people go, oh, black business, black business, black business. This man been in business for 20+ years inside our community. If that's not something to applaud, that is, you know what I mean? We have to applaud that.
It is.
And we have beautiful people like Miss Monica Carmichael. She was my 5th grade teacher.
Oh, wow.
You know, and now she's the director of the early childhood, the preschool.
Nice.
How beautiful is that? Because we know that education starts at the early. Soon as they come.
By the time they're in their mama's stomach,
from
the time they're 4 or 5 years old, they learn so much. Their brains are sponges.
And she is dedicated to the advancement of kids in the inner city of Trenton to learn and to be educated because they know that it's going to be a fight for them.
Oh, yes.
And we got people like Officer Christopher Munn. Christopher Munn is a true testament of what Trenton is because here it is that this young man grew up in South Trenton, went through the odds, you know, everything. What he wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth, but his life wasn't bad either.
Yeah.
You know, and his father was a dedicated businessman. You know, he was selling like a junk man, like getting stuff, you know. So, but he made a living to provide for his family, right?
That's it.
So we have Christopher Munn that went to Trenton High, went to Trenton Public School System, went to Trenton High, graduated, went to the Army, came back and became a police officer. In our community, black boys don't become police officers. Yeah. You know?
No, they get locked up.
You know. So we have to applaud him for that because now he's changing the face of what a police officer is because black boys only see the other side of a police officer and negative and you know the racial tensions. But this man is stepping up and saying, you know what? You can be from this community. You can be a police officer, and I'm going to make it look cool.
Yes.
And he's helping our kids in our school. He's a football. He was previously a football coach at Trenton High.
Nice.
You know, so it's like we are honoring real people in our community, and that's what the Trenton Stars Award is about. So we want the community to come out.
When is it?
It's October the 12th. It's next Saturday. The tickets is $50. And listen here, I'm going to be honest with everybody. I done been places where I done paid $150, $175, $200 for a ticket. And the only thing I did when I got there just saw a whole bunch of people I don't know.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that price, it's nothing compared to the reward and to the dedication and to the support that you're giving to your city. Yeah. And then I'm not asking nobody to support the Smith Family Foundation. Yeah. I'm asking you to support your people. This guy sat next to you, Mr. Jimmy. Your mother buy her turkey necks for Mr. Jimmy.
You got my girl Stephanie Register.
She'll
be on my show this month.
Stephanie Register
is my girl. I love you, girl.
Stephanie Register is
She'll be on here in a couple weeks. Yes.
A beautiful soul.
And she's breaking the silence like I am on a topic that a lot of people don't like to address, mental illness.
Mental illness and addiction.
Mental illness and addiction, yes. And even the mental illness, the addiction and sexual abuse is like a triangle.
It's a trifecta.
Real.
It's a trifecta.
It really is. So yeah. And who else do we have? Like, everybody I saw, I was like, these people, you have religion.
Yeah, we have Pastor Jose Rodriguez.
Yes.
And Pastor Jose Rodriguez and his wife Lydia Rodriguez. And when I tell you, and that's the beauty about Trenton, it's just made up by different people, different backgrounds. Mr. Jose Rodriguez and his wife has helped cultivate so many churches in the Latino community inside of Trenton alone that it's ridiculous.
Amazing.
They have a beautiful church. They have classes, ESL classes. They work with their parents on citizenship and things of that nature. They have churches all across the world in different countries. Setting up and educating and feeding people in the ministry. So their ministry doesn't stop in Trenton. Their ministry is worldwide. And we are recognizing him because he is a pillar in the community. Not only in Trenton, but he's a pillar in the Hispanic community because Trenton is just not made up of black people. It's made up of Hispanics, Polish, Chinese, everybody. Right. So it's just like he is a pillar and he has a voice inside the Hispanic community and people know and respect him and his wife, and they respect his ministry because he is a man of God. So we have a lot of great people.
So if you're not doing anything next Saturday, October the 12th, please come. Where is it going to be located?
It's going to be at the State Museum. That's 205 West State Street. It's going to be a purple carpet event. I'm talking about we got.
Do I have to dress?
Dress up. Dress up.
Oh, sure. I'm excited.
Listen, if you come dress your best and show up for your city. Hey, if you could go anywhere else dressed to the T, come here that day and be dressed to the T because it's going to be a star-studded event. We got Miss Sarah Dash, Trenton own varied ambassador, Miss Sarah Dash. She's going to be performing. We have Mr. DK Kevin Francois. He's the host. This was the mostest that they call him.
Yes.
And we have Watson Johnson performing. We have the Soweto String Orchestra performing. It's going to be a nice.
That's from 2 to 6. 2 to 6, October the 12th. State Museum, come dress to impress. I did not know that. Not that I didn't have something.
You got some in the closet.
I got some in the closet waiting to wear, so I'm excited that I get to wear it. Thank you for coming on and telling us all this information. Again, if someone wants to buy a ticket or get information about a nonprofit organization, how do they reach you? Well,
you can go to our website. That's www.s as in Sam, F as in Frank, NJ.org, or you can call down to the Smith Family Foundation, which is 407 West State Street, Trenton, New Jersey. The phone number is 609-888-6300, and ask to speak to Ms. Tara Butler. She's our community engagement specialist. Tickets are $50. Come out. It's going to be a star-studded event.
Figure out what I'm wearing now.
Yeah, figure out what you're wearing.
I got to change my whole mood that fast.
Yeah, figure out what you're wearing. Because
I got ADD.
It's going to be nice.
I missed this whole conversation that he said at the end. My brain went to, what the heck am I going to wear?
Listen,
what can I wear?
Nice. It's going. Listen,
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
Last year was nice. This year is going to be better. Every year is going to get better and better and better.
So I'm excited.
I just want to say one more thing before we go out. I just want to say one more thing. Unless you're at the table, then you wouldn't know what goes on at the table. So it's time for us to sit at these tables. It's time for people that's in position that have faces in the community to bring us to the table. And the Smith Family Foundation is just trying to bring us to the table because that's the only way that we're going to thrive. That's the only way our community is going to propel if we start sitting at the tables and being part of the conversation. And the only way we're going to change the room unless we're sitting in the room.
Sure. How better could that have been to be discussed at Tona's table? I'm just saying, right?
Yeah.
I want to thank you, Tyrell. I want to thank my Jason for filming behind me, in front of me. I want to thank Andre Williams. He's not going to come on tonight. He has some personal things he needs to take care of. Next week we won't be on set. We are going to shoot from the gospel concert with the 25th year anniversary concert that'll be taking place next Monday at 6 o'clock. So Andre Williams and I from One Heaven Inc. will be doing that, and then I'll be back on the next week with Trish Williams because October is Domestic Violence Month, and I want to be able to bring that to light. I told you, whenever I think of people who sit beside me, they are world changers, and they're doing something to impact people. And a world changer to me is someone who impacts the world one person at a time, right?
Yes.
So I'm excited about speaking to you. I'm excited about all the things that the Smith Foundation are doing. Again, if you can make it out on October the 12th from 2 to 6 at the State Museum, $50 is the ticket to honor these amazing people from our community who are doing great things, and we should get them Amish. Every last one of them, I want to say congratulations. I will be in the house screaming like a fool because I love seeing people give praise. My mother always said, you know, give me my flowers when I'm living, but so I can see them and smell them, not when I'm dead. So with that said, I want to thank you for being here, and I want to thank y'all for listening to me and coming and viewing and being a part of Tona's Table. I will see you next week. Like I said, we'll be streaming live, and the next Monday I'll be here with Trish Williams, Arthur, one of my famous New Jersey authors. I love y'all. God bless, and have a great week.
God bless you. Sit at the table.
Sit at the table and learn from Tona's Table.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope I wasn't rambling.
No, you was good. You did well. I'm glad you rambled more than me because normally I ramble a lot. I just keep talking because I let it hear myself talk.